Madagascar is a land like no other where towering baobabs pierce the sky. Lemurs leap through rainforest canopies, and ancient customs are alive in every village. It is a place where nearly 90% of plant and animal species exist nowhere else on Earth, from its remote island geography to its layered cultural history. Madagascar is one of the world's most fascinating destinations. In this video, we're taking you on an epic journey through everything you never knew about this magical island. Its geography, history, food, economy, people, and the wildly unexpected things that make Madagascar truly unique. So, where exactly is Madagascar? Located in the Indian Ocean, Madagascar lies about 400 kilometers or roughly 250 miles off the southeastern coast of Africa, near Mozambique. It is the fourth largest island in the world, behind only Greenland, New Guinea, and Borneo. But what makes Madagascar exceptional isn't just its size, it's its isolation. For around 160 million years, Madagascar has been cut off from the African mainland. This long isolation allowed ecosystems to evolve independently, creating an explosion of life found nowhere else on Earth. With an area of about 587,000 square kilometers, Madagascar is bigger than Spain, Thailand, or California. The island also includes a few smaller surrounding islands like Nosy Be and Isle Sainte-Marie. Madagascar's human history is just as unique as its geography. Unlike most countries in Africa, Madagascar was not first settled by people traveling overland from nearby regions. Instead, the earliest settlers came by sea. Austronesian seafarers from present-day Indonesia and Borneo arrived on the island over 1,500 years ago. They brought with them rice farming, outrigger canoes, and a language that still forms the backbone of modern Malagasy. Several hundred years later, Bantu-speaking Africans crossed the Mozambique Channel to settle on the island. The result was a population with dual origins, half African, half Austronesian, which is rare in world history. Over time, Arabs, Persians, and later Europeans, including Portuguese and French traders, made contact with the island. By the 17th century, Madagascar was home to powerful kingdoms like the Merina in the highlands. In 1897, the French colonized Madagascar, ruling until independence, was won in 1960. One of the most celebrated aspects of Madagascar is its biodiversity. The island is a treasure trove of life. It is home to more than 250,000 species of plants and animals, and over 90% of them are endemic, meaning they're found nowhere else on the planet. Lemurs are perhaps the most famous residents there. Are over 100 species of them here, ranging from the tiny mouse lemur to the majestic indri, whose haunting call echoes through the rainforest. Reptile lovers will be thrilled to know that over half of the world's chameleon species live in Madagascar, including the world's smallest reptile, Berkassia nana. The island's flora is just as extraordinary. The mighty baobab trees with their swollen trunks dominate the landscape in certain regions. Madagascar is home to 6 of the world's 9 baobab species. Add to that thousands of species of orchids, palms, and medicinal plants, and you've got a true natural wonderland. The people of Madagascar, known as the Malagasy, are incredibly diverse and vibrant. The population is made up of 18 ethnic groups, and most Malagasy can trace their ancestry to both African and Southeast Asian origins. The Malagasy language is spoken across the island, although French is also widely used due to colonial influence. Malagasy culture places a high value on community, family, and respect for ancestors. One of the most unique and moving traditions is the Famadahana, or turning of the bones ceremony. Every few years, families exhume their ancestors' remains, rewrap them in fresh cloth, and celebrate their memory with music, dancing, and feasting. It's a joyous occasion that reinforces the connection between the living and the dead. Religion in Madagascar is a mix of Christianity and traditional beliefs, with many people still practicing rituals that honor their ancestors and the natural world. Economically, Madagascar is both promising and challenged. Agriculture is the backbone of the economy, employing more than 2/3 of the population. Farmers grow rice, cassava, coffee, sugarcane, and cloves, but one crop stands out above all: vanilla. Madagascar produces about 80 to 85% of the world's natural vanilla, most of it grown in the northeastern region of Sava. The variety grown here, bourbon vanilla, is considered the highest quality in the world. Producing it is no easy Task: the vanilla orchid must be pollinated by hand within a narrow 12-hour window when its flower blooms. The curing process takes several more months, making vanilla one of the most labor-intensive and expensive spices in the world. This so-called black gold brings in valuable income, but it also creates challenges, including theft, price volatility, and economic dependence on a single commodity. Outside of agriculture, Madagascar also exports minerals like ilmenite, nickel, and cobalt, and it's one of the world's top sources of sapphires. Tourism, especially ecotourism, is a growing industry that offers great promise. With its unique wildlife and landscapes, Madagascar draws travelers from around the globe. However, political instability, poor infrastructure, and widespread poverty continue to limit the country's full economic potential. Of course, you can't understand Madagascar without talking about the things that make it truly strange and unforgettable. For example, did you know that Madagascar was once home to giant lemurs the size of gorillas? Or that elephant birds, which were over 10 feet tall and laid the largest eggs ever recorded, once roamed the island? These creatures are now extinct, but their legacy lives on in local folklore. The Malagasy people also follow a complex system of taboos called fady. These are traditional beliefs that govern behavior and vary by region. One village might forbid the eating of pork, while another considers it bad luck to point at a tomb. In some areas, clapping is seen as disrespectful and people show appreciation by saying misawatra or nodding instead. The Malagasy language doesn't even have a native word for snow, which makes sense considering the island's warm climate. Then there's the landscape. The Singi-Diban Maraha is a national park filled with razor-sharp limestone formations so dangerous they can cut through shoes. The name Singi literally means where one cannot walk barefoot. Madagascar was also once a pirate haven. The island of Isle Sainte-Marie was home to dozens of pirates in the 17th century, and you can still visit an actual pirate cemetery today. Lemurs are protected not only by law but also by cultural taboos. Harming them is considered a serious offense in many communities. Whale watching is a big attraction on the East Coast, especially during the humpback whale migration from July to September. And in the highlands, the Royal Hill of Mbohanenga remains one of the island's most sacred places. One of its ceremonial gates opens only once a year during a special ritual, preserving centuries of royal tradition. In every way, Madagascar is a land of contrasts and surprises. Its people, culture, wildlife, and history are unlike anywhere else on Earth. Whether you're drawn to its lush rainforests, its spicy cuisine, or its spiritual traditions, one thing is certain: Madagascar will leave you awestruck and forever